Welcome back to the program, everyone. My name is Jeff, otherwise known as LitecoinLeader. This is, I think, my 5th video of the day, plus an AMA, so hang with me, but I'm going to knock this one out because I know this is important to you because it might be the only video you're watching today. So let's get right into it. Bump up the energy, talk about things, point on my right shoulder so I can remember that it's my right shoulder. It tells you my Twitter handle and also my website. You got stuff crawling across the bottom, including our free Telegram to get more content, more information, more resources to you. You can find free stuff on my website as well. If you like these kinds of videos and this kinds of information, first off, if you have more questions that I need to cover, more topics, more things you need to or want to understand, please leave it in a comment down below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Helps out the channel. But let's dive right into this particular topic, which is staking. Okay. Recently, here's the whole playlist up here in one of the recent videos, and I just recorded it before this one, is about mining. So I talked about Bitcoin mining in that particular video, but this one is referring to staking, which is another way to support a cryptocurrency project. Now, Bitcoin does not use staking, but other projects do. And in fact, Ethereum was the first project, the first major project that I could think of, and probably the only one that moved from mining to staking. And they're still working out the kinks. It's still working. They're still migrating, but so far so good. But it's a different concept altogether. And the Ethereum that started out in like 2013, 2014, somewhere in that range, is not the same as today's Ethereum because they used to mine back then. Now they stake. So what is staking? Staking is basically a pledge. Okay, you're taking your coins and you're saying, I am going to put them into the network, and I'm going to pledge them to the network to create a node and support the network. So instead of creating all these miners all over the planet to decentralize the network, and think about like, I'll put a video up. I did another video up here, which is let me get this one right because I have to make sure I get Metcalfe's law, which is the network effect. So the more things you have in a network, the stronger the network is. For example, telephones. The more telephones, like when the telephone was first invented, not many people used them, or not many people could afford them even. Now everybody's got a phone, probably more than one. You're probably watching me on a phone right now. But back in the early days, not everybody could have a phone or afford one. Certainly not a mobile phone. I mean, think about mobile phones and go watch like Wall Street, where like you have like the bag phone, like the guy's got like the giant block phone. It's a huge thing, bigger than his face, talking on the beach. Let's see, who was that? That was I think it was Michael Douglas. Anyway, confirm me in the comments down below. But again, like, share, subscribe really helps out the channel if you like this kind of content. And if you want to see more videos on particular topics, let me know in the comments. That helps me to build more videos, and let me know what you want to see. But getting back to staking. Staking is basically pledging your tokens. Let's say Cardano. Let's say I have Cardano tokens and I want to stake them. Now, what the network has done, what the people that are running the Cardano project have done, and most other projects that have staking, they create what they want to be a win-win situation. So the idea is that rather than you running a miner and operating all that and running, setting up a miner, getting particular equipment, and running up your electricity bill and generating a lot of heat, all that other stuff, instead of doing all that, what you're going to do is you're going to create a virtual miner, or you're going to pledge your coins to the network, and then you're going to create a node on the network. And that node will live on a server somewhere. So what you're doing is that someone is operating a server somewhere, and you're going to say like, okay, you know what? I need to stake my coins to this project, or let's say I have 100 Cardano tokens and I want to stake them. I don't even know if that's the minimum. I don't know what the minimum is. Some of them have minimums and so on. I want to stake my coins. I love Cardano. I'm never going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it for a long time. I also want to get rewarded for keeping that. So what I do is I say, I want to stake my coins. So I find a particular place to stake them. It could be in a wallet. It could be on a validator or a particular node, but somebody's running a server, right? That's how this works. Like somebody has to run the computer to support the network, and someone's running a server, and you stake them to that server and say like, you know what? I'm going to pledge my tokens to your server, and you can do all the hard work and run that server, and you'll take a little bit of a fee from the network, but you also give me some tokens as a result. So for example, and I don't know what this current staking rate is for Cardano, but it's somewhere probably between 5 and 10%. I'm just going to say it's 10% for easy math. If the server company says, we're only going to charge 1% for you to pledge your coins, and we'll take care of everything. All you do is, you stake your coins to server XYZ, and server XYZ is, instead of paying you 10% for you to set up your own node and running everything, going to pay you 9%. But you don't have to worry about all the overhead of keeping everything up and running, keeping the server online, paying the cost of the server and electricity and the warehousing and operating and all that other stuff. You don't have to worry about that. What you do is you just pledge your tokens to that server, and you get rewarded from the network. Now the network puts out a certain number for rewards, and it's paid in the tokens, not in US dollars. So the rewards, again, if we're going back to a 10% example, they're going to give 10%, and it's usually on an annual basis. And it varies because it's based on the number of people that are supporting the network. And it could be higher than what they say, but there's usually a maximum number of, like, say, 10% or higher. So let's just use 10%. They're going to, at 10%, if I pledge 100 tokens, like I said, I will have 110 tokens if I was doing it myself in a year, because I'm helping the network. I'm creating a virtual node, helping to decentralize the network on a different server, different servers all over the world, running different nodes where people pledge their tokens to, and then help support the network. So rather than having all these different miners that you're running on your own mining facility, you're running a virtual miner on a staking node, on a server somewhere. So you get paid instead of the full 10% because that server company has bills and they have to do things. So let's say 100 people like me pledge 100 coins to the server. So the server's got what? 10,000 tokens. That's the size of their node, but it's from all the 100 people that have put their 100 tokens in there. So they take a little bit off the top. And so Cardano may pay them 11 or 12%. They pay me 9 or 10%. I don't have to have any hassle. And after a year, the coins I get to keep anyway, I have 10% more coins. Now, the one thing to think about is that you've made 10% in Cardano. That doesn't mean Cardano is worth 10% more in terms of US dollars. So that's something to think about. If you're going to keep a project long-term and want to make staking rewards, that's great. But remember that the US dollar version of it may be higher or lower in a year's time. Also, there's commitment levels when you pledge the tokens. Each project has different rules. I know Theta, you pledge them for 3 days. Some projects are 21 to 28 days. So you have to be watching for that. And there's an unstaking period saying, like, I want to unstake my tokens. You have to tell the server, I want to pull my coins out, and it'll take them a certain amount of time to remove them from the node and allow you to pull them back and do whatever you want with them, spend them, sell them, or exchange them for something else. So that's something to think about when you're staking, and you have to keep those kinds of information in mind. You get paid back in the token itself, not in USD, and there's a certain amount of time you're committing towards the network that you have to wait that period of time to remove them. So something to think about, but that's the difference between mining and staking. What are your thoughts? Did this explain it well enough? I hope I did. I try to keep these in nice little 8 to 10 minute segments. Leave your comment down below what your thoughts are. What else do you want me to talk about and try to explain in these little short videos? And watch the rest of the playlist. I've got plenty of these up there to try and explain some of these more complicated or these complicated things to learn, but you need to learn about the network so you understand if you're investing in these projects, not financial advice, but if you're putting your hard-earned value and capital into these projects, you have to know what you're getting into and what staking and mining means. So, and the difference between the two. Lots said. I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.